Well, hello, fam. I'm talking to my YouTube. I'm talking to my Facebook, Linda Rigby and Bella Biz page. I'm talking to my LinkedIn people, and I'm talking to my Twitter. I am too excited. What's up, family? I have extended the awesomeness of having an opportunity to be broadcast on 4 platforms. And can I say God is good?
God
All
is
right,
good.
now we gonna get to the business. Now, as you all can see, I have some fly, yes, I said fly sisters, homegirls. I can use any superlative I wish. This is my show. Bella gonna brag tonight because I got some file. I got some AKAs up in the house. I got some deltas up in the house. We are all one sister. Okay. So I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody. High energy. Y'all know Bella, but I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, family. The voice is cracking. The voice is cracking. Bella been talking too much. So I'm getting ready to unleash for the first time a couple of things. So y'all gotta hold on. I see y'all coming in. I'm not gonna take no comments right now. Y'all gonna listen to Bella for a few minutes, okay? Because I can do what I want to. First of all, this beautiful woman to my right, top right, if you're looking at your camera, is the infamous Professor Michelle Walker Davis. You're about to hear from her in about 2 short minutes. I got to do an intro on her. This is my soror and my sister and my colleague and my friend. Yes, we can be many things, many roles to the same person, people. Okay. Anyway, Michelle is Ask Professor Smart Money. That's going to be one aspect of what we're going to be talking about. We have a full hour and it's going to be fully loaded. She is today launching for the first time. Drum roll, family. I'm going to be having Ask Professor Smart Money, hopefully every month. Y'all know how hard it is to get people to commit. Y'all know what I'm saying. Because my girls who I roll with, we are multitasking, ever busy, trying to get the bag, trying to get the bag. But Professor Michelle is extremely important to moi because she has definitely helped me in my Bella Biz business. So she's the real deal. Tonight, I'm launching the first of many series. Prayerfully, every month, I will have her come on. You guys got to get it right, whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, own a corporation, don't own a corporation, in a nonprofit, in it, whatever it is, money related. You're going to listen to Michelle because I'm telling you, she's the real deal with the hookups with the lady down the bottom. Oh, she's so beautiful. I am so happy because everybody who knows Bella knows I love movies. I'm trying to get to the Oscars, but you know what? Might not make the Oscars. They just launched. They just launched today, y'all. You know, the actor, actress in the whole category. And I hope Will Smith win. Okay, I'm putting my 2 cents in right now. But since I couldn't get to the Oscars, I didn't get the ticket, y'all. I didn't get the ticket. Bella be there next year. I got something that's close. I got a celebrity up in the house. I got a Broadway producer. But I'm going to get out the way. Y'all know how I can steal the thunder. The voice is going. Without further ado, I'm going to turn my show to my new co-host, Ask Professor Michelle. It's all about the money, baby. Hey, Michelle,
Woo!
girl.
Great evening. Valencia, that's the first thing I told you. I said we can't lean in. We gotta leap in. Bella has thrown me the ball, and I gotta take that ball and I gotta run with it.
Yes, she
All the
has.
way to the finish line. And that's the way it happens, or it could happen. So we always have to be prepared, and we are prepared. So good evening, everybody. I'm Michelle Walker Davis. I'm known as Professor Michelle. I have a small business, which I like to call a large business. I don't like to say small business, but I'm a businesswoman. It is a grant development firm, Imperial Management Group. And during COVID, my company just blossomed, and I learned so much about where the money is. So I want to share some of those strategies with you all tonight. But my special guest, Bella's special guest, is none other than my Syracuse University classmate and Divine Nine sister, Valencia Yearwood.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm
So
so excited to be here tonight. So excited to be here tonight to speak with both of these fabulous women. So, Michelle, I am yours. I am following your lead tonight.
Well, we are
Let's go.
happy to have you. So we want you to tell people who you are for those that do not know. So let's do a little teaser.
Mhm.
Share with them your climb to where you are. Okay, what was that like?
Wow. That was awesome. That was awesome. I actually, as you said, I went to school at Syracuse University. We were on the campus at the same time. I'm not going to say those dates because nobody needs to know because we all look good. We don't crack. Okay, I'm just saying. Well, yes, we were on the Syracuse University campus together. I got my degree in biology, put it on the wall right here. 2 weeks after that, I went to Dance Theater of Harlem because I had started dancing as a child. I danced at 4 years old. I started dancing at 4. I started dancing professionally at 16. But I knew that I wanted to be a ballet dancer. So after I got my college degree, I went back up to dance theater. 2 weeks after I graduated, I got into the school. I got into the second company. And then about a year and a half after that, I got into the main company. And so I traveled the world as a Black ballerina. And that's where I started my career. And after I left DTH, I came back home to New York. I'm Queens, born and bred, Queens, New York, stand up Queens, and came back home and did a lot of work in television and film. I did a lot of background work. I worked on every Spike Lee movie that was filmed in Brooklyn in the 90s. And then I decided that I really missed performing live. So I started auditioning for Broadway, and I ended up in 2 Broadway shows, Once Upon a Mattress with Sarah Jessica Parker and the Broadway company of The Lion King. And so I stayed, I did that for about 5 years. And then the body was like, yeah, Missy, we're done. We're done. You know, dancers, just like athletes, have to retire at some point. We just don't make the millions of dollars that, you know, athletes make. But by that time, I had a 20-year career in dance, and so I was fine.
That's amazing.
But
That's
amazing. Yeah, I mean,
there.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So when I left my dance career, you know, I didn't feel like I had missed out on anything. So, but I did injure my back. So, you know, I took about a year and a half to rehab my back. And it was pretty severe. You know, I went from doing 8 shows a week to not being able to walk on a treadmill for 15 minutes.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. But God is good. I'm healed. But in that time, I said, okay, well, what can I do that would still allow me to be an artist, but give my body enough time to heal? And that's when I fell into commercials. So I have been doing national network commercials and voiceover commercials for
well, listen, Valencia,
long time.
The other T's. I want you to give us a line from each of those commercials to see if we remember what that
Okay. Well, the one that I'm sure that everybody will remember is, what am I supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car?
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual. Yes. Liberty Mutual. So that was me. That was me. I've done commercials for Verizon, for Verzenio, for Advair, I've done a lot of voiceover commercials. I'm sorry, what did you say, Michelle?
MetLife. Did you do a MetLife commercial?
I did a MetLife, and right now I have a Colonial Penn commercial running as we speak. Somebody texted me yesterday and told me that they were watching television and saw me. So, yeah, so that's what I.
You did something for the Census Bureau.
I did something for the Census Bureau. Look, I literally have been doing commercials for 20 years, literally for 20 years. So yes, I did that. And then I decided that I wanted to move into episodic television. So I started doing some episodes of Law and Order and FBI and that, you know, and that really started moving me into the episodic television space.
Okay,
and then COVID hit.
But wait a second, you did not study acting, did not go to school for acting. And although you were a dancer, how did you know you can transition into doing episodic television?
Well, the reality is I have been a storyteller my entire life. Dancers tell stories. We just
They do.
use our bodies to tell
Yeah.
that story, right? And the best dancers are really good actors. Best
Okay.
dancers are really good actors. So, I've been, like I said, I started dancing when I was 4 years old. I literally grew up on the stage. And
Mm.
before I got to college, I actually was in a theater careers program because
Mhm.
my high school in Queens was a magnet school. So it
Mhm.
had 5 different specialized programs.
Mhm.
And, me being the overachiever, as we all are, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't do one, I didn't major in one, I majored in 2. So I did the pre-med program and the theater careers program simultaneously while I was in high school. So
Okay, so what were you thinking about doing in medicine?
I
What
was
were you?
actually I was actually thinking about being a gynecologist. And the
Oh,
reason
wow.
for that was because when I was in high school and I was 15, 16 years old, and
Mhm.
at that time, we as young women start looking for gynecologists so that we can take care of our bodies.
Mhm.
And I could not find a Black woman gynecologist back
Yeah,
then.
it's
And
true.
I said that if I couldn't find one, then all of my other young women friends that were
Mhm.
looking for doctors at the time couldn't
Mhm.
find one. So then why not me be the one that they
Absolutely.
couldn't find, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So that's why I decided that I was going to go on to medical school and get my degree in biology. And the funny thing, though, is that I never stopped performing. I never stopped performing. As a matter of fact, and I don't know if you know this, but my freshman year at Syracuse,
Yes.
the university hired me through the physical education department to teach ballet because they heard that I came to the school and was a professional dancer. And that's
Yes.
part of how I paid my tuition my freshman year.
See, money talks. This is what we're
Money
talking
talks,
about.
honey.
She
Money
paid
talks.
your tuition that way. That
Yes,
is
honey.
unbelievable.
That was
And
part.
no, I did not know that.
That was part of how I paid my tuition my freshman year. I had scholarships, but my
Mhm.
scholarships didn't cover my complete tuition. So they hired me. And then my sophomore year, I became an RA, a
Okay.
resident advisor. So my room and board was taken care of. I mean, come on now. We have
You
to be
gotta be smart. You
smart.
gotta be
Smart.
smart.
You got to utilize the resources that you have at your fingertips.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's how I ended up where I ended up. And then the pandemic hit, and of course my industry, like many other industries, shut down.
Yes.
Our sets shut down, Broadway closed down, theaters closed down, everything closed down. But during that time, I was well, actually right before the pandemic hit, I met um, 2 Broadway producers, and one of them asked me whether or not I was interested in producing, and and I said to him, I was like, I don't know, that's not really something that I've
Okay,
thought
well,
about.
hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to introduce this segment.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay, yes, okay,
that
you're
we're
running the show.
talking about
I'm
right
following
now.
you.
Yes. So, what she's talking about right now is that God will put you into some places and some spaces that you may not feel you're prepared for, or may not understand it, or even you might even reject it because you don't see yourself in that space or that place. But I am here to tell you that if he if he puts you there, he's letting you know that you are qualified. He will equip you with everything that you need. And one thing from a biblical standpoint, God always chooses people that aren't the ones that you would think. You're always those, and people say, why this person? Why that person? You know, but God knows who he's appointing for a particular point in time. So I want everybody to not lean in, but to leap in and listen to this part of Valencia's story, because you could be blocking your own blessing,
Come on, girl.
talking yourself
Come
out
on.
of something that could be leading to your greatness. and something that's bigger than you. This is like a movement that has been created now just by this opportunity that Valencia is about to talk about, which is what brings us here today. So now, Valencia, take it away.
So grab your cup of tea or whatever it is that you're drinking, because this is the story. So I see you, Bella. Yes. I love it. So back in the fall of 2019, there was a show, a play that is called Thoughts of a Colored Man, and it debuted at Syracuse Stage. And then it went to Baltimore. Okay, it went to Baltimore. That play was written by a childhood friend of mine, his son. That play was written by the son of a childhood friend of mine, who happens to be a member of Omega Psi Phi, right? So there's a lot of Coleman love happening here, right? But we also went to elementary school together and junior high school together. And he called me and he said, he calls me Red. He said, Red, my son wrote this play. It debuted at Syracuse Stage, and a lot of our Omega brothers from Syracuse supported that. And he's like, but I don't know anybody in the industry. Can you help me out? I said, look, I don't, that's not what I do. I'm an actor, but I will help you and your son in any way that I possibly can. If you need me to introduce you to people, I'll do that. And he said, fine. Didn't hear back from him, but that's cool. That's fine. So fast forward to, this was like September, October of 2019. Fast forward to February of 2020, and I get a phone call from another acquaintance of mine that I knew back in our dance days. And he had since become a producer. And he called me and he took me out to breakfast and he said, look, I don't know if you are thinking about producing or want to produce, but I'm working on this show and I would really like for you to come on board. And I said, well, what does that mean? He said, well, I just need you to help me raise some money and spread the word and this, that, and other. And I said, well, look, I don't have that kind of money, but I can introduce you to people. And he said, fine, no problem. So the show didn't happen because 3 weeks after that, the world closed down.
That's right.
Right? Because of COVID.
Yep.
But he happened to introduce me to one of his producing partners. And he and I hit it off and we just started talking throughout the pandemic. I remember many days sitting on my deck in the backyard and doing Zoom calls with this man and just talking about the state of Broadway and Black Broadway and this, that, and other. And so fast forward to about September, and he says to me, well, I just signed on to lead produce this show, and it's called Thoughts of a Colored Man, and it's coming to Broadway. And I felt like the two of you just,
yes,
that's exactly what I did. I fell out laughing. And he said, why are you laughing? I said, because one of my childhood friends, his son wrote that play, and he told me about that play last year. He says, oh my God, you have to help me produce this show. And I said no. And I said no for 4 months. And finally, the two of them circled back to me and cornered me and said, we are not letting you say no. I mean, this man sent my mother flowers. He was on, when I tell you that he saw something in me that I did not see.
Herself.
But here's the kicker. That man is Ron Simons. And Ron Simons is the only Black producer on Broadway that has already won 4 Tonys.
What?
Okay. He produced Jitney. He produced Porgy and Bess. He produced Ain't Too Proud. And here I am saying no.
Yeah.
And finally, you talk about biblically,
Yeah.
I am a woman of faith.
Yes.
And I finally got to the point where I said, if I'm going to proclaim to be a woman of faith, I have to live faithfully. Right? I have to finally remind myself that God has not given us a spirit of fear, that he knows the plans that he has for us, that everything works together for good for them that love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
That faith without works is dead.
Dead.
So finally I said, okay, God, if you brought me to this,
yeah,
then
that
you
was
are
confirmation. The two of them were confirmation. Yeah.
And I got over myself. I felt the fear anyway. I started going through my network. And before I knew it, I had raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to support that play. And we opened on October 15th of this year. It was the second highest selling play on Broadway this season. It was historic. It was historic because it was the first time in Broadway history that a play had been produced, directed, written, and starring all Black men. That had never happened in Broadway.
Somebody. But wait a second.
I tell you that I walked into the pandemic as an unemployed actor because I was not working at the time. Yes. And I came out of the pandemic as a Broadway producer.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. This pandemic has been a tale of two cities.
It really is.
All the time. Because there are those that went under. I'm a businesswoman. There are businesses that went under that will never, ever open again. They are closed, doors shut, completely out of business. And then there are others like myself whose business has grown immensely. Valencia, first of all, I never heard that part of the story. So that was amazing that, first of all, it's only God that it can happen that simplistically. Everybody writes a play, a book, or something, but who writes it, sends it to somebody, calls somebody, and it's on Broadway? Now explain that to me, because I've been in the business, also entertainment business, over 20 years with my children, okay? And we work hard over here. They are still aspiring. My son just celebrated 20 years in the business 2 years ago, 20 years, but he still has not made it to a certain level, a certain status. And who knows, when God appoints the time, it will happen, but who knows if it will or it won't. So to hear this story that I didn't even know all of that. Am I right, Bella? How does that happen? Someone writes something and calls up somebody and is on Broadway with a Broadway producer who's won like 4 Tony Awards or 5. Come on. That's only
but here's the thing. Keenan, the playwright, his name is Keenan Scott II. Right? He actually wrote this play 15 years ago while he was in college. Okay. And so it had different iterations throughout that time. But it debuted in its current form in 2019 in Syracuse. So just it,
right there. Even that connection. It debuted in Syracuse, where we went to school at Syracuse Stage, where Vanessa Williams used to perform, right next to campus, connected to campus. Here, the play is starting there.
Right. And that was the thing for me.
It's all connected.
And that was the thing for me. that was when I finally got over myself and took a step back, and I saw how many connections I had to this piece. You know, the fact that it debuted at Syracuse and we went to Syracuse. The fact that Keenan Scott II is the son of a childhood friend. The fact that I'm starting to move into a place in my career where it is really important to me, the stories that I tell.
Yes.
Right? It's not just about any gig anymore.
Right.
It is really about how can I make an impact through my art.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everything that has happened, there we have a window of time where we can now walk into spaces that we have not ever been invited into. How crazy is it that every last one of my investors for Thoughts of a Colored Man, other than one, were Black. And all of them were first-time Broadway investors. And I can't tell you how many times, as I was doing Zoom calls and salons and having conversations with people, I cannot tell you how many times, whether they invested or not, they thanked me because they didn't even know this was a possibility. They didn't even know that they could participate in something like this. And so now my mission is, you know, to let people know that this is not a space that is not unavailable to us. We just have to be in a position to invite those that look like us, right? It is an honor, but it is also insane that I am one of only 6 or 7 Black women producers on Broadway. Now, today. That's crazy.
It is.
That is crazy.
Because Broadway's been around how long?
100 years? Easy. There are 41 theaters on Broadway. Not one of them are owned by people of color. They're all actually owned by 3 different families. They're not even publicly traded companies.
Right. That's what I heard.
So, you know, now is the time.
What we could do was off Broadway. That's where most of our productions were.
Most of our stuff is off Broadway or regional, you know, regional stuff. And so, you know, I say now, and y'all are a part of my squad, just so you know, I say now that, you know, they cracked the door open and I am going to kick that door open and I'm bringing my squad with me and we are not going to, you know, we're going to sit at the table.
Exactly.
I'm going to interject. You know what I do? Professor shall know, but Valencia, when people start chiming, they're coming. I can't keep up with the comments, so I'll throw a couple.
Okay.
But we got the Women's Confidence Tour. All right, we know who that is, Soul Roar, saying, wow, this is so informative. Keep going, Valencia. I got to bring my audience in.
Absolutely. Just and jump in at any time, please. Just
I want to put a pin in it because I want to raise the level of awareness to really spotlight what Valencia is talking about. When she talks about the lack of opportunity or the lack of representation, it's not only in Broadway, it's in every aspect of our life. With the pandemic and George Floyd's murder, it burst everything wide open. It put discrimination, racism, injustice on Front Street. Remember, we used to say there are 2 pandemics? It was because people were protesting in the middle of a pandemic, risking their lives. Young people. It was mostly young people, the millennials. They told us, sit back, stay at home, just keep tweeting and posting the pictures because y'all got too many pre-existing conditions. So we going out here and we're going to do this thing. And our young people, they did it. They put it down across the world. People protested about the injustice. So let me give you some numbers since we're here having this money talk. So I'm in the grant space, right? There's $850 billion available each year. $850 billion with a B, not an M, but a B. Less than 4% of that money goes to people that look like us.
Wow.
Less than 4%. So 96% goes to the other folks, 96%. In the government contracting space, the government doesn't own or produce anything. They pay everyone for everything. I was a Fed, okay? There's $7 trillion available. 0.006 goes to us. We don't even get 1%. We at 0.006 of $7 trillion goes to the other people. So why is the wealth gap so big? It's because they got all our money. And I'm for real about this because federal contracts are based 100% on tax dollars on the tax base. And who pays more taxes than us? Okay? Because we don't know about all those tax shelters and how to hide money and do this and do that. I wish I only paid $750 in taxes. They come and haul me, my husband, my children, my dog, my cat. Folks, I ain't even got my neighbors. They haul all of us to jail, okay? If that were the case. So in the space of investors, which is what Valencia is talking about, investing in projects, in inventions, in new companies, okay? Money is flowing everywhere.
And
But
Michelle, I'm going to stop you for a second because I got to peel back that layer because I've got our soror Gwen chiming in from California. Hey, Gwen, that's your neck of the woods, Valencia. I want you to slow down, Michelle, and go back since you're being introduced and launched tonight for the first of many episodes. 0.0006. Go back slow and run those numbers so people can understand what's out there. And thank you.
I get excited, y'all. You have to excuse me. I get excited. So for grants, there's $850 billion available every year. So the majority of that money is federal, state, local, and city government. They make up about $550 billion of that funding. And then the next tier are the foundations. A lot of foundations are giving money, about $300 billion from foundations. And then the rest of it is from philanthropists, people that want to support, that have a lot of money and they want to support certain causes or to help businesses during this time of insecurity, okay? But in the contracting space, the government contracts for everything, whether it's for data analysis or it's for training or it's to train the military. Those are all contractors that come in and do the training. And when they do an event somewhere, it's event planners who they contract with to be in that space to make it happen for them, okay? And whether they're doing a workshop, a webinar, whatever, they're hiring people to do that. It's a contract that does that, okay? Who takes care of the government properties? Contractors. So there's $7 trillion available for anything you can imagine in government funding. And those contracts are funded 100% by your tax dollars. So that just shows you how unequal everything is because we pay a lot of taxes. People of color pay a lot of taxes. And so if you're only getting 0.006% of $7 trillion, they've been eating off the fat of the land for a long time. Forever, generational wealth is created that way, okay? Now, I didn't do the calculation to find out what 0.006 was of 7 trillion, but a friend of mine did do the calculations for 850 billion. And that 4% of that, they said was about 35 billion.
Wow.
So 35 billion sounds like a big number, right? But when you put up 850 and we at the 35, they still got the 8.
That's right. That's right.
Are we for real now? And see, I didn't know this until the pandemic. Because if I had known it a little bit earlier, it would have been let me just say, the sister that was Tamika, what's her name? Tamika. when she talked about, she didn't give a damn about the
No.
buildings because she was fed up and had enough. Okay.
Mm.
So we've got grants, we've got government contracts, and we have the investment space, which is what Valencia is talking about. These shows are produced and brought on by people investing money into those productions. And it's the same in the film industry also. They need backers. But they ignore us. They don't pay us any attention because, of course, we don't have the money, right? So, in that space where you have angel investors and venture capitalists, they only invest 2% with us. 2%. And not just us, it's with Black people and women. They only back 2% of what we bring to the table. So, what they're saying is that 98% of the great ideas, the great products, and the great businesses, and the great films, and all that other stuff only comes from white males. They have the best ideas for everything. Evidently, that's what they're saying because we're only getting 2%. Black people and white women are only getting 2%. And we know that's not true. We know it's not true. We know how creative we are. We know how we invent just about everything, okay? And we know that our culture sells, right? Everybody wants to have a little of what we have, right? They just
Right.
don't want to pay us for it. But
Right.
we are the fashion, we are the hair, we're the makeup, we're the music, we're the, you know what I'm saying? Our top billionaires in this country are all there because of entertainment, music, and culture. The Black people. That's how they got it there. Oprah, P. Diddy, you name it, they all got there through music and culture. And so we know that what we have sells, right? But they want us to believe that it doesn't. So when Valencia is saying that we're not in that space, most of us don't even know that we can become investors. But because of COVID, and because people have run so far away from us that they've left us alone to fend for ourselves, we're realizing that we went to school with some people that have a few dollars to put out. You know, we have an organization called CBT, Coming Back Together, at Syracuse University. We've raised millions of dollars to give scholarships to Black and brown students. We've been doing that since 1982. Oops, 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 oops. Where that year come from?
Dating us.
So we know we have people that have some spare change that can invest. And that's what's happening now. We have to do it for us and by us. Okay. So now, Valencia, back to you. You've done Thoughts of a Colored Man. And I didn't even realize when I saw that production, it was amazing, by the way. And I wanted to come back 10 more times. I wanted to tell everybody, I told everybody, come, you got to go see this. But when they went and came back, they compared it to For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough. I didn't even see it that way. I was so caught up in the brothers telling their story that I saw no comparison. So pick it up from there, Valencia. What am I talking about?
Well, and there's not a comparison, but Keenan has said, and I love it when Bella picks up her juice. She's like, okay, tell me the tea now. Tell me the tea now. I love it. So if you have seen any interviews with Keenan, he will tell you that For Colored Girls inspired him. He did not write this as a rebuttal or response to For Colored Girls, but he did say that it inspired him. So moving on, unfortunately, we had to close Thoughts of a Colored Man early because we got caught up in the Omicron surge here in New York with Broadway. Every single Broadway show, unfortunately, had to cancel performances during that time back in December. And unfortunately, we just, we got caught up in that. And so we had to close permanently because of that, because of COVID. However, we are in we are in the planning stages of doing a tour. So we will be coming. Don't worry about you, Bella. I got you covered.
Well, look, this is where I take over the show because I'm getting ready to say horse voice or not. You know me, Michelle. I'm about to bring that thing to Atlanta, girl. Okay.
I got you. I got you.
Wow.
You
Well, look,
know
I got
Atlanta is on the schedule.
people are coming in. I'm trying to get. I'm interactive, but I got my girl here. I got to do some shout outs. This is so interesting. They're pouring in. Hey, Rumi, what's going on? That's my roommate. We'll talk about that later. We went to Tanzania and had a marvelous time in Africa. That's another segment. What's going on, Rumi? She's saying absolutely right. They're pouring in for support. So keep on talking. So we got the right crowd tonight, don't we?
Yeah. So let's talk about this for colored girls.
Yes. So the Thoughts of a Colored Man closed in December. However, Ron Simons is now the lead producer on the Broadway revival for Colored Girls, which is open on Broadway in April. Mm-hmm. And true to form, he said to me, "There's no way that I'm doing this show without you." So I am a co-producer now on this show. And Michelle, what you don't know is that as of yesterday, I am also the voice of the production. I recorded all of the radio and television spots yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So when they start running in 2 weeks, I think our marketing starts in 2 weeks, the voice that you will hear over the TV spots and the radio spots is moi.
They are getting all the tea today. They're getting all the tea.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna put y'all on blast because we're talking about commitments. But they coming. I'm trying to keep up, y'all. They coming in too fast. But I gotta shout out certain people now.
Please.
I'm gonna go there without Sorrel, Michelle, Professor Michelle. Yeah. Sorrel Gwen is saying I got to travel. She's got a travel company. I'm telling you, when God puts you,
we're calling you, Gwen. Nobody left behind. We got you. We got you.
So yeah.
So speak up, girl, because we only got 15. We got less than 15 minutes. Get to the money.
So for Colored Girls, it's coming back to Broadway. We go into we open in the late part of April. We are so excited about this. We have the team from the estate of Entisake Shange is working with us. Her brother is one of the producers on the production. We are raising capital right now. So if anybody is interested in becoming a producer and supporting our story, like this is our story, right? That's right. You're not a Black woman that of a certain age in this country that has not had some experience with that play. Yeah. Whether you saw it on Broadway or you did it in high school or you auditioned for a monologue with it or whatever. So, you can reach out.
How do they go about the process?
Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is reach out to me at valenciayearwood@msn.com. My name at msn.com is really easy. And then we'll talk to you. We'll send you the information, the investor packet, give you more information about the show. It is going to be directed and choreographed by Camille Brown, who is phenomenal. She is a Black woman. She will be the first Black woman in 65 years that will direct and choreograph a show on Broadway. Again,
you hear the first of the first, okay?
Okay. Yes.
And it's coming back to the same theater that it debuted on.
It is coming back to the Booth Theater, which is the theater that it debuted in 1976, I think it was. Yep. And just so you know, in terms of investment and how phenomenally successful this production has been, this show has generated over $40 million.
What?
1976, over $40 million.
From 1976 to the revival that happened at the Public Theater in 2019, and all the iterations of the production in between, the licensing and all of that, this show has generated close to $50 million.
Well,
So
I'm
if
going
you
to
talk
chime in and
about,
say, hey, Valencia, I'm not going to tell my age, but I saw it in the early 80s with my mom. We actually, back in the day, I'm from Baltimore. You didn't know that, Valencia. So
didn't
shout out
know.
to Be More in the House. And
Yes,
we would
indeed.
often be, I was very blessed. My mother's, of course, in heaven. That's where I say she is. But she
Mhm.
culturally enriched me in her raising me. And so we would go, right,
Absolutely.
once a month to New York. You
Mhm.
know the deal, Michelle. You go to New York, you
Absolutely.
I
shopping,
go to the theater.
you
Yeah,
know. But I'm just saying,
absolutely.
I contributed several times to that $50 billion. That's great that
Mhm.
you said that. I like that.
So
Yes.
now people have an opportunity to be a Broadway investor. We going all the way to the top. Everybody wants to grace that Broadway stage. I don't care how many films these actors have done. I don't care how many movies they've been in. Everybody wants to make a stop at Broadway. Am I right, Valencia?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It is the pinnacle of an actor's
Right.
career. Is if
Because
you
it's
can make
all
a
live. It's
Broadway,
all
if you
live.
can make your, yeah,
There ain't no
absolutely,
cut, retake,
absolutely.
undo. There ain't no editing. It is
There's no,
what it is.
that's it. When they say places and that curtain goes up, that
Yes,
train is gone, and there is no cut, back to first, editing,
that's
none
it.
of that.
That's
None of
it. And
that.
I know
So,
because my
ladies,
son was young Simba on Broadway's
right.
Yes, I
The Lion
know.
King. So I know
So,
how that
ladies, I'm
goes.
gonna stop y'all for a second. There's so
Mhm.
many comments of they
We
blowing
we
me
want
up.
to hear the comments.
So I'm going to calm down for a second. I'm going to rewind because Michelle know how I roll. I want to replay some things because we get excited, but I want Michelle
Yeah,
to do an overview of what you're talking about because Michelle don't know this is how we roll with the sororities, okay?
that's
Soror, I
right.
want you to peel back. I want you to regurgitate to our family what Valencia said about the fundraising part because I'm going
Yeah,
to put Michelle on blast, Valencia. I'm going to put her in charge of our Atlanta crew and everybody's coming on this show. No, we're going to do this thing
we're
because our
doing it. It's
sororities
happening.
support you. And I
That's right.
mean, we not talking about with the lip service. Everybody know Bella because we can talk a lot. La, 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 la. Guess what? Give me
Mhm.
the money. Show me the money,
They say
baby.
talk is cheap.
Okay.
Talk is cheap, right? Let's back it up.
Go ahead, Michelle. Do your thing, girl.
Okay, so we got this production in Valencia. I believe the numbers are like $4.8 million to do a production like that. And I know that there's all sorts of schedules and charts and this, that, and the other that gets factored into it. It's a lot of details. But the reality is, you're very close to closing that gap for what you need. So, how do you appeal to the people to let them know the benefits of being a Broadway investor, in particular, a Black Broadway investor? What
Well,
does that entail and what benefits can we get from it?
well,
Because
the
I
first
want in, baby. I want in, Valencia. Come on.
well, the first benefit is that you are supporting your stories. That's the
Mm,
first benefit because no one can tell our stories like us,
yeah.
right? And it takes support, it takes money to do that. But
Mhm.
here's the thing. When you invest, of course, you get opening night tickets, you get a chance to walk the red carpet, you get the after the party, the opening night party, you
Yeah.
do that. But like I said, there was a reason that I said that this production has generated over $40 million, almost close to $50 million, because once the show recoups its initial investment, now the profits are split 50-50 between the investors and the producers.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's number one. Number two, it's like any other donation, if you will. So there's a tax write-off. There are tax benefits to that as well. But the show is it's being advertised that it's a limited run, 20 weeks. But the reality is that there is not another show coming into our theater. So that means that as long as people continue to come see the show
Yeah.
is going to run. And the
Yeah.
longer the show runs, the quicker we will be able to get our investors' monies back.
Yes. I'm
I love
loving
Okay.
it.
it.
I
I'm
love it.
loving it. So
So,
you are
and how awesome
inviting
would it
people.
be for you to be able to walk into the theater and say, "Oh my gosh, look at this. I helped make this happen. This,
Mhm,
I have
mhm,
a vested interest in
mhm,
this." I have a vested interest in
A
this. So
vested
please
interest.
join us. Please join us. How awesome would it be if we had a whole army of Black women who supported this show, who invested in this show, and then came to see this show with their sorors, with their chapters, with their churches, with their
daughters,
everybody, with their daughter, with their families, with we have generations of women could come in, see this show, and they will see themselves on that stage. I promise you. I absolutely promise you.
Well, let
So
me
reach
put
out
the
to me,
exclamation point in
out
it.
to Michelle. We will make this happen, but we need you. We
Let me put
absolutely
the
need you.
exclamation point in it. Okay. You know, I'm a statistician.
I know you are.
It makes you a researcher. So I have my own databases, my own research, my own grant portals. And I was a senior congressional evaluator for the General Accounting Office. So I'm into numbers. People don't understand it because when they see me, I like to have a good time. But I'm into those numbers and they have to make sense. Did you know that Black women are the number one, what do we call that, consumer? We're the number one consumer in this country, and that all advertisement is pitched towards us because we're always buying something. We buy more than anybody else. But here's the problem with that. Our net worth is valued at less than $5.
Wow.
Yes, Bella, we're valued less than a whole chicken, rotisserie chicken at the supermarket, okay? And the reason is we spend so much on ourselves and on our back and our everything that at the end of the day, that paycheck, we got $5, if that. Oftentimes we have, what do they say? More month left at the end of the month in the paycheck, right? Because we're consumers. This is an opportunity, my ladies, my women of power, to shift that dynamic. Financial literacy. If we ain't learned nothing else in this pandemic, we learned that we have to hold on to some money. Most households didn't have $500 in the bank when the pandemic hit. We're supposed to have 6 months of income saved up. We ain't have $500, okay? So I was doing webinars on how to save money, how to go back to those jars, put your excess money in there, everything. But here's the thing. We have to shift from being consumers to investors and to owners. What I learned from this pandemic, I'm no longer a number one consumer. Anything that I'm a part of, I got to own some of it. I want to invest in it. I want to own it. I'm at the leadership table. I'm no longer just going to give folks my money and walk away and say bye. We have to change that. Okay. And this is for our generation, our children, our young kids coming up. We want to show them about investing and what it's like to own something. So this is the opportune time for women, especially Black women throughout the world. If you can hear my voice, there is a room for you at the table with this production, which is being led by my sister right here, Valencia Yearwood. Valencia, give them the email address again. I know it's your name, Valencia Yearwood at msn.com. Is that it?
It's that simple. It is that simple. Valencia Yearwood at msn.com. I'm also Valencia Yearwood on all socials. So you can hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, all of that. DM me, slip into my DM, and I will hit you back for sure.
Absolutely. And if you want to reach out to me, what's the best way for me? I would say text. I would say text at 609-320-5375. And when you text me, 609-320-5375. Now, I know my other Divine Nine sister, JB, Jacqueline Bigelow from Syracuse, she popped up on the screen. So JB, put the text number in the chat so people can see it. If you're interested in grants, If you want to know more about grants and get your applications in, that $850 billion opened up on January 1st, that I want you to reach out to me, text grants to that number. If you also want to be a part of my investment group, we're doing a smaller investment group than the bigger one that Valencia is connected to. But if you want to join us, our Women of Power and Transformation, and get into our group of investment, text that number, text the Black Broadway. Just say Black Broadway. I'll know what you're talking about. And before I go, how can you not, Bella, talk about the biggest initiative in the world that you are a part of?
Come on, you got to do it, Michelle, because the voice is really going. The voice is really going.
So December 29th, 2021, we launched in Accra, Ghana, the 1 billion successful women entrepreneurs worldwide, okay? At the Accra International Conference Center, the same place where they hosted Barack Obama when he was president. We launched this initiative to raise the value of women worldwide. And that's what this initiative is going to do. It's never been done before. It's being led by Black women, backed by Black and brown CEOs, and also this initiative right here. So we've got all the bases covered. You know, we will never be what we were before. Like I said, this pandemic has been a tale of two cities. You're either going under or you're thriving. And I suggest we're throwing you a lifeline right now. Those of you that aren't doing so well, I want you to educate yourself. I want you to link up with us, and we can help you. There are programs out there for you, and there's funding to assist you. So you'll be hearing more about this initiative. I'm so excited. I'm going to bring the women to the play. We got the busloads going. Valencia, talk about what we need to be doing now, because we don't need to wait for tickets. By the time we wait for tickets, it's going to be sold out, right?
Well, tickets go on sale February 25th. I had a producers meeting right before this. Tickets go on sale February 25th at telecharge.com. So February 25th, just get your sorors together, get groups together. If you are interested in group sales, email me and I will put you in contact with our group sales department. We are definitely going to do a Divine Nine night, an HBCU night. We will do, keep coming. Just keep coming. So Valencia Yearwood at msn.com. Just shoot me an email and I will put you in contact with our group salesperson. But if you want to go on and get your tickets now, February 25th, telecharge.com.
Telecharge.com.
So listen, folks, I'm going to tell you something. My new family, I have new language. There is no such thing as time. It's timeless. Now, though we do an hour show, I know we're over. So I want y'all to hang, because this is Bella's world and we're just living in it, because we're doing a response to the good Lord upstairs, because we do believe in the good Lord upstairs. We are faith-based women. So I'm going to say three things. I'm going to let my soror, Professor Michelle, close out, but I have to slow down and remind you, we've given you a lot of information, but I want you all, listen, family, listen on all the 4 platforms. I want y'all to come out strong, because I'm going to take the opportunity while I have these 2 fine sisters and queens on my show to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bella thanks the entire bread. I've been doing this for about a year, and my story will come out. Everybody's trying to figure out, what is that girl doing? I've been doing this show, which was ordained by God, which was ordained by God, which was ordained by God on October the 1st in 2020. And thanks to the audience, Humble Beginnings, Valencia, you know what I'm talking about. Humble Beginnings, Professor Michelle, you know what I'm talking about. I have over 5,000, and I'm not bragging. I'm impressing upon what God can do when you have patience. I have enough people who are following me, and I want you to continue to follow me on my YouTube channel, where I'm about to get a contract. I didn't even know. I'm being transparent for a reason. Listen to somebody. Somebody listen to me right now. It's about walking out on faith. I quit my good government job, and I'm almost in the conclusion of writing my book. It's called Tied to the Check. I said tied to the check.
Yes.
But right now, I am giving my thanks to my family for allowing me the opportunity to continue to go on the YouTube channels where they will pay you. Yes, they will pay you with certain followers and subscribers for the putting ads on your channel. It's a whole world I never even thought of. But listen to me. Somebody needs to hear this.
Yes.
It's gonna be always fearful. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. I'm right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna take the time because it's my daggone show. Okay. I'm rocking right now. Purpose over everything. I see my sorrow, our sorrow, Professor Michelle. I'm shouting out for a reason. Shout out to Annie. She has a beautiful daughter named April Cook, who's opening and launching a salon in Baltimore. My point is this: we have got to support each other. Come on,
Yes, we do.
somebody. I'm
That's
not
true.
I was behind the covers, but I'm coming out my bag. I'm still
That's
got my soul was going to watch my back and close me out, but the spirit is upon me, and I mean the spirit is upon me. This is for somebody. Stop listening to people. Stop listening to naysayers. Stop even listening to yourself. Shut yourself down when you're
Yeah.
talking negative. Let me
Move
say
out of
that.
your own way.
Shut the noise on your own. We have a
Mhm.
lot of factors out here, and we're going to continue to show at another segment. But I was so overcome, Michelle and Valencia. You know how I am, Professor Michelle. When the Spirit says move, I will move because I'm going to be obedient because it's better than sacrifice.
Absolutely. And
This
you can't
is
run from God anyway.
right,
You
but this
cannot.
is
I
for
tried running from
somebody. Do it anyway. Whatever ideas you have, I'm not promoting everyone has to be an entrepreneur. No, no, no. What I'm promoting is opportunities, as Professor Michelle has said, and you will continue to see this beautiful woman because we find and we all that. But guess what? We got the brain along with the beauty. Okay. So I want to slow down. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody. I want you to continue to follow me because I work very hard to censor and bring great programming, not junk, not hearsay, but I can bring on absolutely brown and black people who is my interest. That's my prerogative to showcase and let people know we are up to something. We're not lazy. We're not shifting. We're not laying back. We are working. And women, black women, hello, 1 billion successful women, we can work together. We're going to dispel that myth in my lifetime. So as I slow down, I'm going to have Michelle to rewind what Valencia, because you know what I'm telling y'all, I will come and find you. Do not say you're going to promote. Do not say you're going to give $1 and don't do that. You're going to
Yes.
do a disservice to who we are. If you say you're going to donate, people. Donate, because I'm telling you, it's going to come back. It's nothing but currency. It's nothing but money. Sow a
That's
seed into this sister. Come
right.
on now. Sow the seeds into Valencia Yearwood because we always talk about we never see ourselves and we want to be displayed the right way. Not the buffoonery way. We want to be displayed the right way. Come on, people. You know what I'm talking about. So as I calm down, as I calm down, as I calm down, hold the press, stop. I'm going to have Professor Michelle to close us out, and I want you all to comment. I will put together the information and I will post it on every social media. That's my
Thank
commitment.
you.
Starting tomorrow, I will post. This is my call to action for an entire week because Professor Michelle knows me. Bella never says what she's not going to do. That is my commitment. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen up. I'm preaching to the choir now. I'm preaching to the choir. You don't have to always have the money. I can hear y'all in the spirit. Oh, I don't even have the, it's not about the money. Sow what you can sow. Sow what you can sow. I don't have the physical money, but guess what? I'm going to sow my platform to my sister, okay? I'm going to make sure I put the information out for everybody who does not know, who did not hear, who are just coming in. There's so many people coming in, Michelle. I'm so excited. I've got my Tanzania family. I've got about 50 people here from Tanzania. Come on now. Tanzania is my new family. It's 3:00 in the morning.
And
These
they're
people
still up.
And it's
and
still
they
up.
sacrifice for Bella. Come on now. I'm
Right.
very serious right now. I want everybody to get quiet. I'm very serious. Please, we do not have to beg. Please find it in your heart to help this sister. because it's not like, oh, I'm gonna help her. Because when you help her, you help yourself. Okay.
Absolutely.
As I close out, I'm going to toss the baton to Michelle. She's going to rewind, take about another 5 minutes, Michelle, and we're going to get out of here. But it's very
Okay.
important that we're not here as an entertainment. This is not an event.
Nope.
This is not a
Nope.
production. This
Nope.
is real life, y'all.
It's
Real
about
life.
Right.
business. It's
Take it
about
away.
business. It's about money. It's about our culture. We have a special opportunity right now. And what better play that represents us than this one here? I mean, so everything is in alignment, right? Everything is in alignment. One thing, Valencia, you did not mention was the timeline in terms of how you want these investments to come in, because time is of the essence,
It
right?
is. It is. Right. So, so the way capital raises happen on Broadway is that all of the money, and as you said, Michelle, it's $4.8 million. All of the money has to be in before the performances start. Right. So the performances start April 1st. So what does that mean? That means that the rehearsals actually start February 28th. So we are working on there is a sense of urgency here. If you are interested in joining us and investing us, I really do need you to reach out to myself or Michelle this week, because we do have to secure these these pledges and these donations,
Right.
or these investments. We definitely do. We would love to have all of the investments in by February 28th, which is the end of this month. But the drop dead date actually is March 10th, I think it is. So, so yes, so we.
And this is important because a number of reasons. You know, these are the Broadway guidelines. You can't go forward without having all the money in place.
Cannot.
So for those of us or those of you that have money that's invested somewhere else that you might have to call in or talk to your financial advisor, it used to take almost 10 days to get those type of drawdowns. So we have to prepare. You have to prepare accordingly if your money is somewhere else, which it should be, because the banks aren't giving us anything on our money.
Right.
So it may take a little, a week or so for you to get the money that you want. But even if this isn't for you, by spreading the word and letting people know, each one, reach one, teach one, we can get there, because sisters do have money.
Yes.
And they do want to give back and support. So I'm excited. I've never had this opportunity before. I listen. I've learned a lot through Valencia, just being able to be in her presence and learn so much. And you all out there, yes, I'm talking to you. You learned so much too. Never before have you heard or had this information conveyed in this way. So the time is now. It is a call to action. We have to support ourselves. We have $1.6 trillion in the Black community that needs to recirculate amongst us. And this is just the beginning. What was the other one? Thoughts of a Colored Man. Next is for colored girls. And then there's the next and the next and the next. So it can happen. And there's a lot of great stories out there. There's a lot of great books that can be brought to the stage and just told live. So I'm excited for you, Valencia. I'm excited for us. And Bella, I'm excited for you also. Listen up, people. Bella does this. She finances all of this on her own. I saw a Cash App that was going by. Cash App Bella. It looks like Bella Biz Cash App. She brings on the greatest guests, and we give it straight talk. Is we don't add all that fluff and all that other stuff. If you heard it here, it's for real. Okay, the information is legitimate. Okay, so if you want to sow a seed for Bella, or even advertise on her program, because I know I'm going to advertise. I'm going to support this venue because I want to be a part of it, because I know what Bella is and what she brings to the table. I love Bella Biz. I love her energy. I loved her straight talk. So I can't wait to come back again next month And I'm going to bring my commercials, Bella. I want my commercials being shown so we can show people where the money is.
Well,
So
Michelle,
anyway,
and before you close, I want you to take 2 more minutes and give
uh,
them one nugget because they're probably processing this fine woman down here, this queen called Valencia. They're probably processing, wow, Black Broadway. They're probably
yeah.
processing, oh, I think I heard them say I can be a part of something major. I think they're
Mhm.
processing it. And I want them to make sure that I have you every month going
Mhm.
forward, giving smart money tips. So come on, drop a nugget before you leave and close us out.
Well, we probably need to describe what Black Broadway is, Valencia. We assume that everybody knows, and they might think, well, where is that located? Just like Black Twitter, you know? So let's clarify that, Valencia. What do we mean by Black Broadway?
Black Broadway is Black stories coming to Broadway. That's what
Mhm.
Black Broadway is. It is an ecosystem of Black people that are supporting Broadway, not only just on stage, but
Mhm.
behind the scenes as well. So you see us on stage, you know, we'll sing and dance for you, but Black Broadway also means Black producers, Black investors, Black directors and writers and choreographers. That's
What
what
about
Black
the
Broadway
production team? What about the
and
production team?
production teams. Absolutely. When we talk about diversifying this space, I want to
Mhm.
see black faces everywhere. I want
Mhm.
the crew guys to be
As I
Black
said,
people. I want the stage managers to be
mhm.
black men and women.
Mhm.
That's what Black Broadway is. Because again, nobody
Mhm.
can tell our stories the way that we can tell our stories, and the only way that we can control the stories that we take is if we have an ownership position in that.
Absolutely. So that there you have it. That's what we're doing. Broadway will never be the same.
No, it
And
won't. No, it
today it's
won't.
only one or two shows. Who knows? We might be taking over Broadway.
And Black
What?
Broadway also means Black audiences. I
Yeah.
cannot tell you how many people have come to see the Thoughts of a Colored Man, and it was their first Broadway experience. How
Yeah.
awesome is that? How awesome is that?
Awesome.
And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they're coming back. So Black Broadway is from top, from the lead producer on the poster to the
Mhm.
butts in the seats. That's
Yes.
what Black Broadway is. It is an ecosystem that
It's an
we need to create
ecosystem.
for ourselves.
Well,
I
before
love
Michelle
it.
close us out,
Yeah.
Valencia, I want to say publicly because I'm the real deal. I thank you, and I'm going to do a call to action. A lot of people are coming in. I apologize, fam. They're coming in so fast. I know we have to cut off at some point, but Valencia, my commitment is my platform, as you well know. I applaud you. I just met this beautiful soul, and trust me, people, we are one. We are family. Michelle's going to close us out, but I want Michelle to center in on all those people out there who's asking smart money questions. So, Michelle, we'll give them a teaser of one nugget that they could possibly be working on until we bring you back next month. You know, I'm all about applied applications up in
Yes.
here.
Okay. So here it is. It's tax season. Even if you're a nonprofit organization, you don't pay taxes, but you have to at least submit some records to the IRS, whether it's a 990 EZ or a 990N, a little postcard, or whether it's your profit and loss sheet. You still have to file something. You have to be on record. If you don't file within 3 years, they will pull back your registration, your 501c3, you will lose it and not have it. And it's the same with a small business. After 3 years of not filing taxes, not only are you going to get stuck with a huge tax bill, but your business is going to be on the list and it's going to prevent you from receiving any other government money. So you don't want to miss out on that $850 billion. Get your tax records together. Go to a professional. Let them put it together for you. File your taxes, people. And
And
that's
Michelle,
what we
close
do.
out. What's your contact? And guess somebody might want to take you up on your IMG corporation like I did. How do they contact you,
Absolutely.
Michelle?
The easiest way is to text grants to 609 5375. Just send a text and say grants 609 320 5375. And if you're interested in joining the movement of 1 billion successful women entrepreneurs, then you will just reach out to info@wopat.org. info@wopat.org. That's Women of Power and Transformation. We hold focus groups every Tuesday on Zoom at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So we had one today and it was amazing. And I want to thank Valencia Yearwood, new producer on Broadway, for being on the show tonight. You'll be seeing more of her. And especially when the production opens, we will be at the theater. And if I know Valencia, she is there too. So thank you, Bella. This has really been a special night for the sisterhood, a special night for the sisterhood. And I thank each and every one of you for your support, your call to action, to answering the call, and being a part of this great, phenomenal production, which will be earth shattering, record breaking. People coming in from Tanzania, Ghana, all over the globe. We're about to do this thing. Do you hear me? Y'all better get ready. Get ready.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. My
Don't
computer
even
froze.
worry about it. We got you. All I know
Yes.
is y'all heard it. Y'all keep following Bella. I'm gonna put all this tomorrow as Ask Professor Michelle. Y'all better act like y'all know. It's been a blast. And until Sunday, I got a special treat for all those women. You know, I focus on empower women. I'm telling you, February 13th, 3 p.m. Y'all look at my social media. You know I'm transparent. Get ready, get ready, get ready. And it's titled, y'all ready for this, ladies? I'm jumping forward. Uh, Sunday's episode at 3 p.m. is titled, Oh, Valentine's Day. Another day without a boo. Hey.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
But we got something for you, so stay tuned. Valencia's for the gas. We love you. We're gonna
Oh
get
my
this
gosh.
thing together. We're gonna come because you know we walking with the ham up here. You know how Michelle is.
I know. And can I just, Bella, I just met you an hour and a half ago. I feel like I've known you my entire life. Can I just bow down to you today, right now, and thank you from the bottom of my heart, what you are doing for not just me, but for women across the globe. Girl, thank you so very much. So very much. You reap what you sow. And the things that are coming to you now is because of the fact that you are giving those of us that are out here trying to get stuff done a platform. A platform. And so thank you so very much. And Michelle, you know how I feel.
I'm about to do the ugly cry.
Michelle, you know how I feel about you, girl. You know how I feel about you.
Right back at you. Right back. We're going to tag team on Valencia. We tag team.
And as I close out, let me just say this. I love y'all. This is the real deal. This is how Black girls magics roll.
Yes.
Okay.